Mr. Fussy by Roger Hargreaves. Mr. Fussy was fussy about everything. Absolutely everything had to be neat and tidy and in its proper place. Mr. Fussy spent all day and every day rearranging his furniture and making sure that the flowers grew in a straight line in his garden, and trying to find specks of dust where there couldn't possibly be specks of dust, because he spent all his time making sure that there weren't any specks of dust. One fine morning, Mr. Fussy was having breakfast. He was very fussy about what he ate. He opened the marmalade pot and, "Oh!" he exclaimed, "It's got bits in it." And he spent the rest of the morning separating the bits from the marmalade. Or, if you prefer, marmalade from the bits. Fussy old fusspot, people used to call him. Then Miss Fussy went down to do his garden, and spent the rest of the day straightening out all the blades of grass on his lawn. Fussy old fusspot. That evening, Mr. Fussy was in his kitchen, ironing his shoelaces, when he had a crash outside. "What's to do?" he murmured to himself, and hurried outside to investigate. There, with a broken garden gate in one hand, and an old battered suitcase in the other, and a sheepish grin on his face, stood an untidy person, Mr. Clumsy. "Whoops," he said, hurrying up the garden gate. "It came off in my hand." "Who?" smiled Miss Fussy, looking horror at his garden gate. "Are you?" "Oh, me, I'm Mr. Clumsy," replied the untidy person, grinning, and he stepped forward to shake Mr. Fussy's hand, but he tripped over and fell on the lawn. "My grass!" cried Miss Fussy. "My street grass! You bent it!" And he got down on his hands and knees and started straightening the grass. But who are you?" he called over his shoulder. "What are you here?" "I'm your cousin, mate," replied Miss Clumsy. "Your long-lost cousin from Australia. I've come to visit." "If you look hard, there is a certain family likeness between them, isn't there?" "Well, aren't you pleased to see me?" continued Mr. Clumsy cheerfully, knocking over another flower or two as he got up. Picked up his suitcase, knocking over another flower or two, or three. Mr. Fussy quite obviously was not pleased to see him. "Oh, well, you better come in," he muttered. "I say," remarked Mr. Clumsy, looking through the front door at Mr. Fussy's house. "I say, what a neat little place he got here." And he stepped inside and tripped over his shoelaces. Nuts. Knocked over a chair, dropped his suitcase, and fell in an untidy heap on the floor. "Whoops," he said. Mr. Fussy shut his eyes and heaved a sigh, and groaned silently to himself. Late that evening, after Mr. Fussy had cooked them a meal, and after Miss Clumsy had helped with the washing up, 2 broken plates, they sat down to talk. Mr. Fussy sat, as he always did, in a neat and tidy fashion. Mr. Clumsy sat as he always did, in a not-so-neat and tidy fashion. "How long are you staying?" asked Mr. Fussy. "Oh, I don't know," grinned Mr. Clumsy. "Few days, a week, year, haven't decided." Mr. Fussy groaned another long silent groan to himself, and then they went to bed. When he woke in the morning, Mr. Fussy jumped out of his bed and went into his bathroom. Oh no," he gasped. "Oh no!" Oh yes. Mr. Clumsy had been there before him. The towels lay in a heap on the floor. The baths of water. There were pools of water all over the bathroom floor. And half a tube of toothpaste had been squeezed out all over the mirror. What a mess! Mr. Fussy made it all neat and tidy as quickly as he could. Then he hurried downstairs. "Morning," said his cousin cheerfully. "I've cooked you breakfast. Sit down." There was an awful mess everywhere. "There we are. Breakfast," said Mr. Clumsy, carrying a plate of fried eggs, broken fried eggs, towards the table. And then he tripped over those shoelaces of his, and the eggs flew up in the air and they landed all over Mr. Fussy. Sticky, greasy, yellow, fried eggs. Whoops, said Mr. Clumsy. After a week, Mr. Fussy's house didn't look anything like Mr. Fussy's house anymore at all. It should be. But after 2 weeks, Mr. Clumsy decided to move on. "Well, thanks for having me, sport," he said to Mr. Fussy. "It was very nice to see you," replied Mr. Fussy politely. But what he was really thinking was not so polite. "It's very nice to see you going," was what he was thinking. "Well, cheerio," called Mr. Clumsy, and off he went with his battered out suitcase. "Goodbye," called Mr. Fussy, really meaning good riddance. Then Miss Fussy fussed around his house like he'd never fussed before. Fussy had a fusspot, polishing and mending and repairing and straightening and sorting out and cleaning and putting everything back exactly as it'd been before Mr. Clumsy had come to stay. He even dusted the flowers in his garden. That evening, Mr. Fussy was in his kitchen polishing an egg when he heard a crash outside. "Oh no!" he groaned. "Not Mr. Clumsy back again. It can't be. It mustn't be. It isn't!" And it wasn't. It was someone else. Somebody who just walked straight through Mr. Fussy's garden gate. Somebody who can't help having those little accidents. Somebody you may have met before. "Hello," smiled Mr. Bump. "I've come to visit. Thought I'd bump into you again sometime. Keep bumping into everything.
Mr. This and Mr. That are dropping by for a friendly chat to show you round the Mr. World. Who knows when you're gonna meet that funny little fella with the small round feet? Don't you know they're all about you? Climb down, sit down, pull up a chair. Can't you see the Mr. Men are everywhere? You must not miss your friends.